Are documentaries easier to make than scripted films? Yeah, I would say yes. You don't have to write the story; you just capture it. That can sound easy, but on the flip side of that, it also means that you probably have to sort through hours upon hours of footage. It's also possible if you're not telling a story that's already completed that you have to wait for the story to develop. I'll give you an example. When I went to the CrossFit Games to make my documentary, I didn't know who was going to win. I didn't know who to film. I had an idea, but I had to do my best to get coverage, to get footage of all of the athletes all of the time because I did not know which stories were going to come to fruition until after the events. And then I could sit down with the athletes and interview them about their experiences. Things like how hot it was on the field, how difficult the swim was. Those are stories that I did not know I needed at the time that I was filming. And I was lucky enough to have gotten the right footage, but it was a lot of extra work. If you are writing something, if it's a scripted story, you know what to get coverage of, which you don't know when you're shooting a documentary. The story may not even be what you want as a result, or maybe it's just not a fantastic story. These are all risks with a documentary, but I do think having a story that you can work with versus having to come up with a story from scratch makes documentaries a little bit easier. My first film was a doc, and then I moved on to scripted films, and I think that that was a great, I think documentaries were a great gateway drug for me into the film industry.